What's up, everyone? Welcome to Jiu-Jitsu Radio. Before we get this party started, we want to thank everyone that's been supporting the podcast. Whether you started day one or you're just jumping onto this bandwagon, we appreciate you, and we appreciate everyone who has purchased one of our shirts or has supported the sponsors of this podcast. If you want to check out what apparel we got going on, head over to apparel, not a pair. Oh, and that's debatable as well. But go check out jiu-jitsuradio.com. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're watching us on YouTube or if you're listening to us on iTunes. Anyway you go, you hit that button. You're supporting the podcast, and we appreciate you. You can always check us out on Instagram at Jiu-Jitsu Radio, or you can follow Shawn at Gorilla Boy BJJ, or you can follow me at Sonder Marketing, and we're going to get into it more this podcast about some of the cool stuff that I got going on too, so it gives you more reason to be following the podcast. Don't forget to check out our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Choke Aloha. Check out chokealoha.com. Use the promo code Jiu-Jitsu Radio, and you'll get 20% off your entire purchase. Whether you're buying a shirt or a patch or anything else they got on the store, whether it's new, limited edition, or on clearance, it's still going to be up for sale. This guy, you see this guy over here? He's throwing me off here, but there's no more food. We got Petey in the house. Say what's up, Petey.
The unofficial third member of
the podcast.
The podcast.
Check out chokealoha.com, promo code Jiu-Jitsu Radio at checkout. Let them know we sent you. They will take care of you. And also, don't forget to check out Jiu-Jitsu Soap Co. Head over to jiu-jitsusoapco.com. Use the promo code JJ Radio at checkout. You'll get 10% off some of the sexiest smelling soaps, bath bombs, and you can also pick up some dope gear such as hats, t-shirts, badges, patches, whatever, you name it, they got it. But I'm telling you, stock up on the soaps. They are worth every penny and then some. Promo code JJ Radio at checkout will give you everything that you need to be smelling sexy before and after training. Tell them we sent you. Tell them Daddy loves you. JiuJitsuSoapco.com, and also check out GiraffeChoke.com. Use the promo code JJ Radio at checkout, and you'll get 25% off orders of $99 or more, and you'll get free shipping. Can't get any better than that. People have been hitting me up asking me where they can get either the Superman Punch shirt or the Superman Punch hat or the Flying Knee shirt that I had on the other day. You can get it at GiraffeChoke.com. Use the promo code JJ Radio. Stock up. Get yours. Get a hat. Get a t-shirt. And with that, we got a lot to cover. You ready?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Oh, me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, this guy. Speaking of which, you never got me that shirt. I'm kind of pissed off.
You kidding me, Bob?
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence, and nobody can hang with my stuff.
Get stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
Something brown. Oh, man. Oh, cheers. I still got a little bit of drink left.
Started the video?
Cheers. Yeah. No, it was on before, too. So I got you going over there and adjusting. Oh, man. Hey, Shawn. I see you noticing my medal.
I do see your medal.
Where's your medal?
I think it's still in my bag.
Is it?
I'm not gonna display that shit.
We all had a tough going this past weekend, huh? You didn't see what happened to mine. Did I tell you what happened to mine?
You did tell me what happened, but I didn't see it.
Oh no. Well, first of all,
because I was
on a scale of first, second, and third. I think Steve got injured the most. You're second, and I'm third.
Yeah, Steve does not need surgery.
I know. Congratulations to Steve. Even though, like, I literally had to carry all his stuff to the car for him and baby him all the way into his ride. I'm like, man, you sure you want to drive like this?
Did you find Ailton?
What? No, he found him. Like, I went back to go and find Steve, and I guess he found him. So, for those of you that obviously don't understand what the hell we're talking about, our buddy Steve Montgomery was competing at the Miami Open alongside all of us.
Former UFC veteran Steve Montgomery, the creepy weasel,
The creepy weasel.
the Tennessee top hat wearing South Carolinian, even though he doesn't have the Tennessee top hat anymore.
Yeah, which is kind of disappointing. I'm very disappointed in him in doing that, but I can understand why.
But he's
he had
growing
to
his
do it.
hair now.
Is he?
He's giving it one last hurrah
Giving it one last go before he hangs up the hat.
before he starts going bald.
Oh, ouch! You had to go there.
Well, that's
Is
where
he
y'all
going
go.
bald?
I don't know. I just figured.
He probably is.
He's white. He's a white boy.
So
That's what happens to us.
he was competing. He decided to go into the absolute division.
Well, first he won his division.
He won his division, and then he went for the absolute division.
Won
and
his first match. Like, it was beautiful. It was a back and forth, like,
Was it?
sweep filled match, and he ended up winning like 17 to 7 or something like that.
Nice.
And
The second match is the one that got him.
yeah,
So I didn't see what happened, but I guess he was trying to push away while someone was trying to pass the guard. The other guy was trying to pass the guard, and just the way that he turned.
no. The guy, no. What happened was Steve pulled guard. The guy like jumped over it, jumped right into a Kimura,
Oh, he did that.
and he didn't even twist the Kimura. It was just
he
Steve
pulled it in.
fighting against it, him pulling up it, and pop, just as he pulled the arm up.
Right. That's when he tore. So he said he tore his pec, but luckily it seems like it wasn't as major.
It wasn't off the bone.
Yeah, it wasn't off the bone, so it's just a little bit longer of a rehab. I literally did have to carry all his stuff while he sat there. He got an ice pack and everything, so at least it's a better result than what it could have been. And then your first match right out the gate, we talked about that it could have happened at the last podcast, and then it did happen, and you got Gabriel Gonzaga right off the bat.
Right off the bat, I was excited. I was like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
Gabriel Gonzaga." He had actually, I didn't know, but he had just won he won the Worlds this year at Master 3. I had to drop down to Master 3. I'm a Master 4. I had to drop down to Master 3 in order to get a match. Nobody entered at Master 4, so I was like, all right, I'll go down and I get Gabriel Gonzaga first. I was excited because I like to test myself, and when we got on the mat and everything started, I felt stronger than him on the feet. That could just all have been in my head because he is a strong dude.
Yeah.
But apparently so am I, as I'm told. But I felt stronger than him. I felt like I had more horsepower, if you will. He went to pull guard. He tried a pull guard sweep, and I stuffed it. Almost, and he came back up. I almost got the snap down. Didn't happen. And then, so 20 seconds into the match, he goes for this trip. I go to pull my leg back. He goes for the trip. And I feel a rip in my hamstring from the middle of my calf up into my butt.
I don't think the middle of your calf is a hamstring.
No, that's where I felt it. Like I felt like shooting pain from the middle of my calf up into my butt. Like it was like a boom, and I was like, oh no, because the same thing happened last tournament.
Yeah.
But not as big. Like where
You had it in your back. It was the
no, it was same. No, it was a hamstring.
Yeah.
But the difference is like the pull in the last match felt like it was like 3 inches long.
Mm-hmm.
This pull felt like it was the whole hamstring.
Yeah.
And as I showed Alex the video, I wonder if it'd be cool if we could post the little clip of the video.
If you give it to me, I'll throw it up on the video, like
Okay.
on the bottom. Yeah.
I don't want to put the whole thing because the whole thing is an ass kicking.
Yeah. I'll put that. I'm gonna put the whole video now. Just out of spite, I'll just put it in.
But it was an ass kicking because after that he went to throw me. I almost reversed it. I couldn't come up. My right leg would not work.
Yeah.
I tried to hold him in half guard. It would not work. I tried to shrimp. It would not work.
Yeah.
At one point, he grabbed my leg, like he was on
He was on the side.
He was on side control, or he was passing guard. I can't remember what. And he pulled my leg, and I almost screamed.
Yeah.
And like everybody was watching it. Like, you didn't look like you were in pain. I go,
yeah. And that's one of the.
I've got a good poker face,
Yeah.
but I was crying inside.
That's what's funny. It's like, and I was telling you that I was watching from the other side of the arena because there was no point in me running over there to try and corner you. You had Steve. So all of a sudden, once you went down, like, I already knew that something was wrong. And at first, I thought it was your back. But then the motions that you were making showed that it wasn't your back, but I knew something was wrong. I just couldn't figure out. Like, that's the fucked up part. Like, we've known each other and, like, we've rolled together so long that I'm like, something's up. Like, I already know something is up.
Yeah, you know if I get thrown,
yeah, there's something up.
There's something up.
Yeah.
And I got chucked.
Yeah.
I almost reversed it, though, but it was like, again, dude, I had...
Well, it's funny because it's the same kind of thing that happened to me, just at a different angle, like a long time ago when I did that new breed and I tore my groin. It was just my foot was going this way and his went the other, and it just did that tear. It's that tiniest little, like, tap.
Oh, it was terrible. And so now for the last... So that was Saturday. Today is now Wednesday. Today I couldn't drive home. I had to have one of my students drive me home on Saturday. I couldn't drive Sunday. I didn't have to go anywhere Monday, so I was lucky enough I didn't have to drive. I drove a little bit, but it literally felt like the back of my leg was going to explode. It was a little bit better yesterday. Today was even better, and I went and swam today for the first time to get some movement in, because I can't, like, not working out for that many days in a row. Like, I start getting, like...
Yeah. Well, that's how I'm feeling right now, just because now it's like 3 weeks. Like, I still went to go train Monday. I just couldn't do anything. But, yeah, it's driving me nuts right now. And so at least you're getting better.
I'm getting better. I'm on the healing trend. And hopefully, because I had applied for the fight to win come up in April.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be
well,
fine.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah,
and I'm going to work with Ian at the gym, and Brian offered to, help get my hamstrings healthy.
Yeah, listen, if it wasn't for Brian, I definitely wouldn't have done as well as I did, because we were training since November. Like, late November, I started training with Brian over at Temple to do strength and conditioning. And this whole time, since late December, I've been weighing like 230. And not like fat, like lean, good, like 230. Like, obviously I had weight that I could have lost, but I was like, I didn't want to lose weight. I'm like, fuck it, I'm feeling good here. I'm moving well. And then the last 2 weeks, I got sick. I ended up, I wasn't really telling anybody leading up to it. I went from 230 down to 215. So I came into the tournament at 215.
And they don't weigh you at
at
ultra heavyweight. They don't weigh you.
They're like, oh, you wanted that smoke? Go for it.
They
like,
check your gi and you go.
Yeah. So I just walked right in, and which I thought, like, at first I was like, they're not gonna really give a fuck. I worried about it for a second because I don't want to fucking lose my money. I want to go compete.
But you're tall.
Yeah, so it's easy to pass off.
It's easy to pass off.
It's easy to pass off. So I got in there, and the guys, I had 3 people total, including me, in the division. Both of those guys easily weighed 250, 260. So I was like, all right, that's not a problem. Whatever, I roll with these kinds of guys all the time. But in the very, very first match, like, I could move the guy, it was no problem. But he was going for some judo throws, it wasn't gonna happen. Like, so I was like, screw it. Finally, like, I go and he grabs a single leg, and I was like,
how did he get the single leg?
He just caught my leg at, like, the perfect time when I was trying to, like, cut the corner on him. So, but he couldn't take me down. He wasn't moving me anywhere, so I kept my balance. So after, like, about, like, 20 seconds, I'm like, okay, I can pull guard, no problem, thinking that wrong. So they gave him the points after I pulled guard. And then it was just kind of slow from there. He just stalled the whole time. He stacked me at one point trying to, like, to get past my guard. And at that point, like, I felt like a pop on my lower back. So it was like instantly.
Why would he stack you?
What he was trying to do, like the no-gi guard pass. So he was trying to keep my arms pinned down.
So he had you in the armpits?
He had my, like, not even my armpits. He had my biceps, like, pinned down. And then he was just going in, like, a big, like, yoga position. But at my height, you're not going to get anywhere with it. But he pushed in, he slammed in, so that popped my back. I was like, oh. And I felt it right away. I'm like, okay, well, now I just got to deal with it. So I kept trying to do stuff, and he stalled out. So I lost the first match. So I'm thinking,
what'd you lose it? What was the points?
It was he had two points, 1 penalty, and I had 1 advantage because I almost had a sweep and I almost took his back. So no, they gave me two advantages, but didn't matter, whatever. So I lost it thinking, okay, that's it, I'm done. So, like, whatever, like, I was exhausted. Like, I definitely had my adrenaline. I didn't have an adrenaline dump, but the adrenaline definitely hit me. So I'm sitting there, like, just relaxing. And they're like, oh, you're up next. I'm like, for what? Like, I fucking lost. They're like, no, you got to go up against the other guy, because the other guy had a bye. So I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, seriously? Like, all right, fuck it. Like, and I was dying. So have that match. I beat him. I pulled guard, get into half guard, and then I sweep him, and then I stayed on top and just kept on trying to go
Isn't it funny
around.
you're using half guard now?
No, I definitely been working a lot of my half
But remember,
guard.
for years you were like, I hate half guard.
I
hate
hated
half
it.
guard.
I hated it, and like it's taken me so long to work on it. Where like now, like I'm a little more confident. I can't say that I have a lot of tools, but my 2-3 tools that I have, like I'll nail them. I'll get them. If I
Right.
get my grips and my setup right, you're not gonna get out of it. So I win that one. I win that one by points. And now I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck goes on now? Like, I mean, technically, I lost the first one, won the second one. Shouldn't I still be getting third? Because then the other guy's got to compete against the other one. No. Because the second dude lost. Now I got to go against the first guy that I competed against again. I'm like, this makes no fucking sense to me.
But thank God.
Right. So I was like, fuck it. You know what? I'm not letting them do the same thing. So I did everything that I wanted to do on the first one. I just pulled guard right away. I didn't play the stupid foot game or stand-up game. Pull guard, and I just started going for submissions, one after the other. I just kept busy. And I kept on getting advantages, or not advantages, I'm sorry, but I kept on getting close to getting the advantages. For some reason, they just weren't giving it to me. I mean, the guy was gurgling on one of my collar chokes. They didn't give me anything, so finally came down to ref's decision, and because he wasn't doing anything, they gave it to me. Lo and behold, now I got first place. When I tell you I had no grip after the second one, my hands were permanently curled for 30 minutes.
I told you that I had that same thing happen at the Worlds that year.
No, I know. And it was like I was so dehydrated.
Like I couldn't even even grab the gi. Like this is as big as it would go. Like that's as much as I could curl. Like I'm holding my penis. Huh? That's
one-handed. I'm so sorry. No. But like it's funny because the whole time I was thinking, if it wasn't for all the rock climbing I've been doing for this past year, like I wouldn't have been able to keep pushing it because like I couldn't open my hand, but I could go from here to here, and it was strong enough to hold on to the gi and to the lapels.
What you should have done is grabbed one of the guys or girls from the team and had them rub your forearm.
No, they did. Druva and Kevin helped me out, and it didn't matter. Like I was, even when I was getting up, I was looking at my hands, and I like this is how I pushed off the ground to stand up. I just couldn't do it, but I was able to at least get into this kind of a grip that it worked out for me. And listen, like my back is killing me. I could not walk the next day, but it's getting a little bit better, so it's not as bad as I thought it was. But I tried to roll a little bit on Monday, and I didn't roll, but I did the techniques, and it kind of loosened it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So where's it hurting? The low?
It's the low left. It's the same one that I got messed up like a long time ago.
You know what you need to do?
Get
in the pool.
Yeah, no, I've been getting into the pool just to kind of stretch my back out. So every little bit, it's like
I mean swimming though, not just
I can't
hanging.
do it. I can't do that right now. I can't make that twist. To
No, breaststroke.
I can't.
How can you not breaststroke?
I can't do like right now. My posture has been the best it's ever been. If I'm staying stable, like direct posture, it's fine. It's just sore. But the second that I move, like I can feel it like starting to kind of like hurt and stuff. So for now, I'm taking it easy. It's cool, whatever. But like I said, if I hadn't been doing all the strength and conditioning I did with Brian, like for sure I wouldn't have been able to. Because like if I would have felt good, if I hadn't been sick those last 2 weeks, I would have been able to move and no problem. I would have been like all over both of those guys.
You know what sucks about me losing that tournament? It's the first time I've lost the Miami Open in 8 years.
And you know what's funny? That's the first time I finally won it after like the last 6 years. Since I started, I've been wanting to get that. I never even got in third place, and I finally won it. So like,
yeah,
that's why like this is the only reason why this is here today. It's just like it's not even for bragging. It's like this was a big goal for me. But you won Orlando, so
yeah. it just.
And Orlando was the first one back in what, 2 years?
Yeah.
So
I gotta, I just know, again, what I tell my guys, I go, look, tournaments, don't put pressure on yourself to win. It's
Keep
not
talking,
about,
I'm
it's
getting
not
there.
about winning. It's about what these tournaments are for is to show us where we're weakest and where we need to work. Where I have found out I need to work is I need to make my hamstrings stronger and I need to make them more flexible so this doesn't happen again, because this was the second, not the first. Not the first time. This is the second tournament in a row where I pulled the same hamstring. And that's not good.
But you know what it is too? It's because you're already so strong that Petey, what are you doing, bud? You don't ever do any kind of exercise that would work that muscle.
I do. No, I work them all the time. I don't work them to stretch them.
You don't work the hamstrings.
Yeah, I do.
When?
I work hamstrings all the time. I work my
Clearly
legs.
not.
No, it's not that they're not strong. It's just they're constantly flexed. Like no. I'm serious.
Yeah,
and
but
what
they're always under tension.
they're always under tension. They're
Well, especially because you do a half guard. And
well, it's not even that. It's just because, like I was talking to Ian. He goes, "Well, you work in an office, you sit all day." He goes, "The way your hips are inserted, because one of my superpowers is how flexible I am in my hips, but that's also what kind of screws up my hamstring mobility. They kind of have to overcompensate, for how loose my hips are. So they're constantly pulling on stuff. So that's unfortunately part of it. So what I have to get is I have to get my hamstrings not so much stronger, but looser.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to work on from now until at least April. If I get to fight to win, people. Listen,
I'm telling you got to do that Bill Superfoot Wallace like stretching that he does. Like that's helped me out a lot.
And then May is Kissimmee again, Orlando.
Is it in May?
Yeah, there's one in May, and then there's one in July.
Which one did we do? We did July.
We did July last year, but there's one in May, and then there's the one in July is going to be gi and no gi. And I might not do the gi one in July and just do the no gi one.
That'd be fun. I wanted to do the absolute this year. I really did want to try and do absolute in the purple, and I just, man, I was so hurting that I didn't even want to attempt to go for it. Like I just was hurting, and then because a couple other people got hurt too, so it's just like something felt weird. Something felt weird this time around, but everybody was sick. Everybody at the gym got sick, so like the last 2 weeks at the gym has been crazy, and everybody around was sick too.
What sucks is I felt like I was really like in a good place with my jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like when you're like
you're in the groove.
I was in the groove, and what kind of a groove I was in.
Yeah.
So it's like I was in that groove, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun tournament." That's what I get for putting that.
I mean, it happens. It's one of those things. It's like those freak occurrences that just happen. You can't do anything. Like the same with my back. It's like whatever. Like,
but it's really it's the second time it's happened. Is it really a freak occurrence?
I mean, maybe it's a freak occurrence that you didn't address because of like how you move, your mobility or whatever. So it's gonna happen if you don't fix the things that you needed to fix.
That's what it comes down to. And like I said, that's what I learned. What did I learn this tournament? Where am I weakest? My hamstrings.
Yeah.
I can be the strongest person on the floor, but if my body's not resilient, doesn't matter.
See, that's funny because like for me, like my legs are definitely like the strongest part. So it's like once I close for like a triangle or something, or once I have your legs pinned, like I have them.
Well, no,
like,
my legs are strong.
No, your legs are strong for sure, but it's the hamstring section. That's the weak link.
Which is weird. They're super strong.
Well, because
super like zero flex to them. Or I mean zero flexibility to them.
Yeah.
But I'll work on it. I got a month and a half to work on it.
You'll be good. That's what I'm saying. Like for that, 100%. Look at the Bill Superfoot Wallace thing because it doesn't work just that. It connects the whole back, lower back to the hamstrings down to your calves. Man, that's like, and I did that on on Monday, and I think that's partially a good reason why like my back opened up so much more compared to what it was, because I was like, screw it, I'm gonna try and do it just a little bit, just to give it a stretch, big time. Helped out so much, so that's good, man. But at least whatever. Cheers.
Hey, look, we're still competing.
Yeah, I finally met my goal, and that's the funny part is I tried so many fucking times to get this one. So when I won Orlando, that was really my first IBJJF medal. Like, I was happy, but I didn't really care. I was like, okay, cool, whatever.
Well, and it wasn't the same. You only had one guy in Orlando, right?
I only had one guy, but
so
it was
it's
a
like
tough match.
it's a tough match, but
And that was super heavy.
But this was
definitely everything that I did not want to happen. Like, we're mentally like coming into it. I didn't want to happen.
Well, just the journey of the matches.
Yeah.
Like, you had 3 matches.
Listen, I'll be
Which is something to be, what I'm saying?
I'll be super honest with you. I have never, like, I can honestly say I have never been so close to quitting than I was between that second and third match. Because I was so depleted. I was so exhausted. I was like, I was just like a second away saying, like, I don't have it. Like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I really, really was. I'm not lying to you. I'm not trying to hype up anything. I really, really was. I just had nothing left in my tank. And like, I sat there and like just looking, I was exhausted. I wasn't even breathing hard. I just literally felt empty. And all this was intention. Like, if they hadn't called me in early and sooner, like where I didn't have time to think, they're like, go, like, I probably would have. I probably would have given another, like, sit there and like, yeah, I think I'm going to sit out. But this was more a mental challenge for me as a tournament than a physical one. From being sick to, like, how the matches played out, like, not knowing what the fuck was going on. And it's kind of like, it's funny because I always say it, but this is probably one of the few times where I've had to show it, where you and I have talked about this, where my goal in jiu-jitsu isn't to sit there and be some kind of like world champion or this, that, and the other. Yeah, I would love to sit there and do that, but my goal is really to sit there and say, anytime, anywhere, like, be ready to go. Not like about, I need to warm up or I need like a week to get ready. It's like, you got to go now, you do it. So it was kind of like, that was kind of playing in my head too. So but I was definitely on the fucking edge, and it was one of those things that if you let your mind get that fucking worked up on it, instead of just saying fuck it, go, I mean, it would have been a different story. Then I definitely would have had third place. I would have gone from first to third.
And again, I'm not, like, people are like, well, you got third place, you should post it. I go, no, I got last place.
If you're not first, you're last.
But I got last place. There was only 4 of us.
Yeah.
I got last place. Well, me and the other dude got last place.
Yeah.
But what do I'm not posting it. I'm not posting a picture of me on the medal stand in third place when I only had one. I didn't post it.
Who posted
I took the
that?
picture.
Somebody posted it.
IBJJF posted it.
No, somebody else posted it.
Druva tagged me.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I wasn't posting it. I wasn't gonna take a picture of my medal and it's like,
yeah, after today, you're not seeing this thing again. Maybe I'll do I'll probably make another shadow box, but you're never gonna see this thing again. So it's
the hardware is cool and all, but it's like,
this is $150 $5 piece of fake gold medal that cost a lot more, considering the strength and conditioning, the time and everything, the hours. This is a lot of like sweat. But at the end of the day, what the fuck did I get? I didn't even make money.
No.
I got injured.
Well, that's your prize.
That's my prize. But at the end of the day, this really was a goal. This was my goal since I started jiu-jitsu, was to win Miami Open. And I did it in the heaviest division outside of absolute. Basically, it could have been absolute. So for me, it's like I just amped it up. I was like,
how was the dude? Was he salty that he lost?
I don't think he was salty. I think he was a little bit, because he played the rule game the first match. He played the rule game, and I was stupid because I played hard. Like, I played it like I was gonna just do what I always do instead of going with the flow and going with what's given to me. And I was more upset at myself after the match because I let it happen, and it was the same thing that happened to me last time in Miami where the guy just stalled me out. Same exact position, the guy just stalled me out. So, and I was getting a couple of things, I was getting set up, but he was stronger, where the point where like it's the 2 weeks that I was sick kind of caught up to me in the match. But I was mad at myself that like I didn't listen to myself and what I've been sitting there and telling myself this whole time. So then finally that second time, like, you want to play the rules game? We'll play the fucking rules game, because I know the rules. I guarantee you I know the rules better than you do. So I just started straight away, pulled the guard, go straight for collar choke. Then I went for the lapel chokes. Then I tried to go and set up a sweep. Then I went back to the collar choke, and then another collar choke. Like, then I even went to an Ezekiel from the guard. I was sitting doing that just to sit there, and I wasn't getting anything. I wasn't getting any leeway forever. Like, he literally grabbed the inside of my gi, like my sleeve, in front of the ref. He had it there for like a good 10, 15 seconds, to the point where I was just like, I just look at the ref, and I look at my hand, and I look back at the ref. Nothing. So it's like, okay, if I'm not even getting that, where you're not going to give him that, so then I just kept going. So for those 4, 5, 6 minutes, it was just like, go. I didn't sit still at all that second time. So I think he was probably more mad at the fact that he got out hustled on like the points game. On like, he wanted to stall and he wasn't going to get the stall. You know what I mean?
And it came to a rest decision at the end?
Yeah, it came to a rest decision. But he literally did nothing. It was just me working the entire time.
Do you think he thought he was going to win? Or was he? I was going to say, was he surprised at you getting the?
I don't think he was surprised that I won, but I think he was more surprised that I got first place, considering the fact that he beat me the first time. Because in honesty,
he got more points than you did against you.
But I think no, because if you wanted to rack up the points on the matches, like all together,
you and him.
But just between me and him, like, yeah. But I think it was. I honestly think it was still just the fact that because he stalled for that much and I worked, it was just that the first points that he got was really my mistake because I didn't pay attention.
What happened between him and the other dude?
They didn't go.
I thought they had to.
No. They just ended it.
Just you.
Yeah, it was just what I was like. How the fuck did I get fucked over on this?
No, well, you didn't because you lost.
Right, but he lost too. So then they should have both fought for second place. Who? The third guy?
No, you said.
So, like, the first guy, Fabio was his name. Fabio beat me.
Right.
Then the second guy, his name was Rob.
Right.
I beat Rob.
Yeah, but so what?
Then I beat Fabio.
Yeah, because Rob didn't move on to the finals. That's why there was no second.
But so, like, that's what I'm saying. That then if that's the case, then they should have fought for second.
No, not at all, because he already beat you. So basically, what they did is they took this. There was two sides of the bracket.
Yeah.
You lost this side, so they brought you over to this side. So So Fabio went to the finals, and you fought this guy. He lost, so you went into the bracket on this side.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to fight for second place. He's out. He lost to the guy who already lost.
Yeah.
So it's like a double loss.
I just still think it's fucked up that somehow I got 3 matches. Everybody only got 1, 2. Fabio got 2. But I'm like, how the fuck the guy with like that's been sick and everything? I'm like, really? 3 matches? Like I said, everything that I didn't want to happen happened. So it was that turning point between the second and third match where it was like I could have given up because it was mentally breaking me down and it was the physical fucking with me. Then finally getting into the place where it's like, all right, just fucking go. This is what we talked about. This is what you wanted to do. This is why you do it. So, but yeah, I was like, how the fuck did I get stuck with 3 fucking matches? I'm like, but if I hadn't been doing all the running, if I hadn't been doing all this stuff, for sure.
I felt great. I felt in shape.
You look in really good shape. You were doing good. Like, you didn't look like you were like huffing and puffing. Like,
not at all.
Yeah.
I just could not.
Do you think that you were really that much stronger than him, or he was going light to conserve himself? Not that I'm trying to cut you down.
I don't know. Well, here's the thing: is because Chad went against him in the finals. Chad from Fight Sports, and Chad said the same thing. He said he felt stronger than him on the feet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I go, because we talked. I was like, man, I felt stronger than him on the feet. He's like, yeah, so did I. Like, I felt like I had more strength and more power than him. So, I don't know.
Do you think, like, I mean, you can kind of tell when someone's going easier on you, but do you think maybe it was like his bait to try and get like a throw in or something?
No.
It was really
No,
like when he
because-
was like pulling you down, you didn't feel that worried
No,
about
and he
it.
was trying to get head position in. Like, he was trying to do everything.
Right.
Like, he was really trying to press in with all he had. And it's just,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this doesn't feel.
Who's older, you or him?
Oh, me. I was older than everybody. Remember, I'm Master 4.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're Master 4.
I went down.
You got beat up by a young blood.
I got beat up by the young bloods, which is fine. Look, I just want to compete. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't want to go.
I'm bummed because I did want to see that match. I really, really did want to see that match because I was talking about it with everyone. Was like, "Oh, you hear? Like Shawn's going up against."
And I was
Gabriel Gonzaga.
stoked. I'm like, shit, yeah, I'm going up against Gabriel Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Then then I found out that he won the Worlds that year. I was like, what? I was like, oh, looks like.
Yeah, it's like
So-
we're gonna find out.
But I just couldn't. It's. I was literally a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest, even though there were one-legged men competing
Yeah.
at the IBJJF in Miami, which is always super cool.
I have it on video. I have the first match on video.
But
He's one of Cardoso's
Ye-
students.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's it's I just wasn't ready to be one-legged.
Yeah.
So I could not again. It's so weird. Like you go to shrimp and your body doesn't.
Oh no, that's what happened to me at that new breed. That's
I
what
was
happened
like,
to me at
what
that new
the
breed.
hell?
I was
can't
like,
even shrimp.
it was shut down. People say, "Oh, push through it." Like, no, man.
No,
When
there
that-
was no
when that leg is gone. That leg is gone.
I had him in half guard and he ripped his leg out. I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
there it goes.
Yeah.
I thought I was done.
No, I went 8 months with having to lift my leg up. Like I couldn't actually, if I was in a sitting position or laying down, I wasn't able to lift my right leg up. It was just man. So trust me, if anybody knows, it's me.
That's
why
funny.
it's
It's like everybody asked me, well, did you tell him afterwards that you were injured? I go, no. I'm not going to make excuses.
yeah. You know what's funny though? The best part out of all this is the guy that I beat, the one that I lost to the first match, that was, I guess, his teammate. They were both.
Oh yeah.
So I got the revenge for you. So pound it. There you
Pound
go. So that was Miami Open. Congratulations to everybody that won. We had a bunch of big names.
Calvin took second.
Yeah, he did really good.
Did really good. Got gassed out at the last because
Yeah.
the guy he was going against was really strong. Jacob lost to the guy who won the whole thing.
Yeah,
0-0, lost by one advantage.
points game. It's the
Well, it
points
wasn't
game.
even that. You know what it was? Is he looked up and he thought he had the advantage.
Oh,
So
I've made that mistake.
he didn't have any.
Worries.
Well, yeah, there was no sense of urgency, and I'm
Yeah.
yelling, Jake, you got to move. You've got to move. And he's looking at me like,
Fuck you talking about,
what are you talking about?
You don't know what you're talking
And then
about.
when I was like, he's like, how did he get that advantage? I go, because he almost passed your guard.
Yeah.
He held you to a point for almost the 3 seconds, and you recovered the guard. I go, that's why you got. He
That's
got
why
the
you
advantage.
Yeah, they were definitely a lot stricter on the points. I noticed that they were definitely a lot stricter.
Well, I did the rules course the night before.
Yeah, how did that go?
Easy.
Are you certified now?
Well, no, I have a rule. Well, I could be a ref.
Right.
Because you have to get at least an 80 on the test.
Right.
To be a ref, and I got an 80, and I'm like, I'm never going to be a ref. I don't want to be a ref. F being a ref.
Did they offer you want to come ref?
They said I could. But yeah, he's like, you want to come by tomorrow? You can ref. I go, no, thank you.
That's bullshit, by the way, because I went up to one of the refs and I was asking him a question about one of my matches. And, I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to sound ignorant, but the guy spoke zero English. He just spoke Portuguese. So I had to kind of use my broken wannabe Portuguese to ask him the question. But it's like, that's not good, though. You should be able to communicate. And not so much as far as the match itself is concerned, but if, God forbid, something happens, that ref needs to be able to communicate with the athlete and with the medical team.
Yeah.
So this guy spoke no English, and he's sitting there and refereeing. I'm like, that's sketchy, man. You have to be on point with that. Like, you can't do that.
Something screwed up that night too. The night of the rules course.
What happened?
So the night of the rules course, I was like, well, I'm not going to drive down and then drive back and then drive down.
No,
in the
I
morning.
remember you get the hotel.
So I got the hotel. So I booked the hotel, Kissimmee, Best Western Best Western and Kendall. I go after the rules course. I walk up to the front desk. I'm like, hey, and I knew they had a hot tub. I was like, oh, I'm stoked. I'm gonna do it today, and then I'll do it in the morning, and I'll be feeling awesome.
Oh, you fucked up if you think you're speaking English in Kendall.
Well, no, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
That we don't have your name here. I'm like, I made it through the website, and what I did was I clicked the link that was on the IBJJF to get to the map on the rules course. I clicked on that. I clicked on the Kendall where the place was, and I made the reservation. He goes, no, you're not here. I'm like, I already paid for this room. So he called the other Kendall Best Western.
Oh, yeah.
That's by the airport,
Yeah.
the private airport over there. And that's where I was. So I had to drive. It wasn't that bad. It was like, 10-minute drive from one hotel to the other. But it's like, it's one of those things where you're just ready to like
relax and chill and stuff.
Relax and chill. And now I got to drive here.
How was that one?
It was it was a nice room, except it smelled like feet.
Ugh, yeah. Airport hotels are not the best.
Yeah, they're not the best. I was like, oh.
It's funny, though. I stayed... Where the fuck was I? I stayed at an airport hotel, and it was actually really, really good. Was it Atlanta? I think it was, I think it was in Atlanta. I stayed at a hotel that's literally was right next to the airport. And it was actually really, really good. Yeah, but Miami ain't happening. The New Breed is, like, you see where they're doing it? They're doing it at the airport. Like there's I guess the little convention center or whatever by the airport. That's
in Miami.
Yeah. Like, fuck.
I don't drive. I don't. IBJJF is
no. The New Breed is doing that there.
Well, I was going to say IBJJF is the only thing I'll drive
to Miami for.
Well, actually, Friday I'm going to Substars.
Are you? I'm going to be there too. We're actually going to talk about that. I'm going to go take some photos, so it should be good. So since you bring that up, Substars. We didn't go to the last one. I wanted to, but I couldn't make it.
The last one. Let's be honest. The last one wasn't like.
It wasn't as big of a.
It wasn't like
card.
you didn't look at it and go, holy shit.
The only thing that was really interesting in the last card was the Nicky Rod challenge. That was what was going on in the last one. But this card is actually pretty good. Let me pull it up now. I'll tell you right off the bat. You know what excites me the most about this Substars competition?
You better not say the sumo.
Sumo. I'm so fucking stoked for the sumo.
So last week I was at Combat Club, and Anthony Johnson was training with Sumo Dan.
Yeah.
And like they were wearing the diapers.
Yeah.
And I was like, did we talk about it?
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah,
on the podcast. I was like, those are fucking. It looks like a fire hose. But yeah, that's not what I'm most. I'll tell you, there's one match that I can't wait for.
Let me see. Let's see if I can guess it.
Let's see if you can guess it.
I am going to say it is.
Probably not going to guess.
I'm going to say it is Dan Martinez against Roberto Jimenez.
No.
Who?
Nicky Rod and Roosevelt.
Well,
Roosevelt.
Do you know about the changes in the card?
No, but that match is still on.
No, that match is still on. That's going to be a good match.
Well, I mean, I do know that Tonin had to pull out because of a cut.
Yeah,
but
you know
let me
replacement match.
Well, let me Jay-Z.
Yeah, against
Nicky Ryan.
Nicky Ryan.
Yeah, it's going to be. But let me tell you why I'm looking forward to that, because I've rolled with Roosevelt that day when we were at Deerfield.
Right.
I rolled with Roosevelt. Roosevelt is a brown belt.
Mm-hmm.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
And he's ultra aggressive.
Yeah.
He's the one that pop Steve's pec.
Yeah.
He's going to be going against another ultra aggressive big dude.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's gonna be two bodies smashing into each other.
yeah, it's gonna be a car wreck.
I'm gonna bring the Vaseline just in case what happened with Luke Rockhold. Because remember what happened, Luke and Nikki in Polaris?
No.
He got cut, and then people were trying to like close the cut. He's like, does anybody have fucking Vaseline in this building so we can get this thing fucking going? So I'm assuming there's probably gonna be another cut in this match. So I'll bring the Vaseline.
So yeah, that's the match I'm looking for because that's the one that's going to look like two big silverback gorillas just swinging for the fences.
Are you gonna go to the Gordon Ryan seminar?
No.
I'm gonna try and stop by.
What is
it?
it?
It's gonna be. I think it's either this weekend or next weekend. I forget, but
Where at?
same spot as last time. The Henzo's in Fort Lauderdale. It's right down the street from like Wilton Manors, I think, or something like that. It's a cool school. It's a nice little area. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the actual sumo match, not AJ's.
Not in AJ's, but the actual
AJ's going
sumo.
up against Curtis Blades.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's going to be actually kind of fun. It's probably just going to end up being a fucking grappling match. Let's be honest. But
Well, no, sumo can end super fast.
no, sumo can end super duper fast. I've been getting more into it. That's why
It's any part of the body other than the feet that touches the ground or gets pushed out of the circle.
right. Well, if your feet go outside of the circle, then,
Right. But like if you slip and your hand touches, done.
Yeah. No, the second you get out of the circle, you're done. If you fall on the floor, you're done.
Not even if you fall. If you just
Yeah, no. If you drop down to your knee,
if you drop down or you drop down to a finger.
Yeah.
Like if you get low and your finger touches.
no, that's what I'm saying. Like I've been getting more and more into sumo. Like I used to always like it, but I never really dove into it. So this last probably year, I really dove into sumo. That's why I'm like, did you look at the names? Do you know the names in this match?
No, I don't know the names.
So it's Yamamoto Yama Ryuta against Seiro Takeshi. And Yamamoto Yama is, I don't know if he still is or was considered.
Yokozuna?
No. The heaviest sumo wrestler, Japanese sumo wrestler. And they were also, I'm pretty sure at one point, was considered the heaviest Japanese guy ever.
Really?
Because he came in at 600 pounds. He was coming in at 600 pounds to compete. And he got in trouble because he got busted with a bunch of other guys for fixing matches. It's like a long time ago. And then the other guy is Seiro Takeshi, and Takeshi is 200 something pounds, 250 pounds, something like that, 210. So he's a smaller dude. So it's not like it's going to be an easy match. It's going to be an exhibition match for sure, so I don't think they're going to smash the shit out of each other, but it's still going to be a tough match. So for right now, that's the closest I'm going to get to seeing like a full-on like sumo tournament.
Well, what would be cool would be to go to Japan and
I would love it.
Go to Kurikan Hall
Yeah.
and see one of those tournaments.
Well, they just did like a big one a few weeks ago. And it's like 14 days, 15 days.
Yeah,
it's
it's
nonstop. It's crazy. And then if you watch it for grappling purposes, you can learn a lot. I learned a lot just from watching a lot of the sumo like matches, and some of the they throw the dirtiest shit in the fastest amount of time.
They do. You're allowed palm strikes though.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's how they throw it. So if you watch, there will be one depending on what hand they favor. So you notice a lot of times they push with their forearm, but that's not what they're doing. They're hitting you in the face with the forearm. So you'll get knockouts because of it. So what they'll do is, let's say if I'm right-handed and you and I are facing off, so I know you're right-handed too, right? So I'll sit there, smack with this hand to pull you in because you're going to come in to avoid my right, and throw my elbow up at the same time. So your face is going to go directly into my elbow. It might as well be a Muay Thai elbow. Just pop. Straight to the jaw. Knockout. And you'll see those happen a lot. And then they'll throw in a lot of, like judo throws and stuff in there too.
Oh, yeah, they have to. I mean, that's what.
Well, the skinnier guys will get it. The smaller guys will get it on the bigger dudes. And they'll throw in like, oh my gosh. Like a, not what the hell is the freaking throw? I can't think of the name off the top of my head. Whatever. They'll go for like an inside leg trip, or they'll go for a what's the one where you go sideways?
Toragashi?
No, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, I'm actually looking forward to
I don't
that.
know any of the names. I just know, I mean, I know some of the names, but I don't know.
I can't think of it. But anyway, so there are a couple of really good matches you got for those that are interested. Julian J.P. Perez against Jacob the Bull Brown. And Jacob the Bull Brown, actually, his dad reached out to me a long time ago wanting to get Jacob on the podcast. And I just kind of told him, like, yeah, it's not really a kid-friendly podcast. Like, but maybe. So I'll talk to him over there. Jasmine Rocha is going up against Natalia Santoro, Gordon's girl. So that's going to be a pretty cool match to see. Andy Perez against Alex Moran. And then you have... remind me, I got to tell you I saw somebody yesterday. I can't talk about it here, but remind me, I'll tell you tomorrow. Dan Martinez against Roberto Jimenez. That's going to be a good match. Roberto Jimenez is, if you don't know, that's the guy that beat Keenan and called out steroid users.
Oh, yeah.
Him. So he's going up against Dan Martinez, so that's going to be a good match. Enrico Coco is always exciting to watch. He's going up against Ethan Krellensten. Jay-Z, like we talked about, is going up against Nicky Ryan. He was actually at Wagner's last night. I went to Wagner's last night to film for Third Coast. We'll talk about that after. But he was there working with Wagner for the Nicky Ryan match. Wagner has got Thiago Moises. He's going to be competing. Then we're going to go into the sumo. Oh, there we go. And then we get into the big celebrity matches, the co-main event. Nikki Rod against Roosevelt Souza. Maggie Grandotti against Luisa Montero. That'll be a good girls match. Then Patrick Gaudio against Felipe Andrew. So that's going to be another good match.
That's another good, yep.
And then Cyborg against Rafael Lovato Jr., which is like, well, they've been training, so that's going to be fun. That's going to be pretty fast-paced. And then, finally, Gordon against Tex Johnson. So that one will be pretty exciting to see because Tex has the muscle, but I'm curious. I really, really want to see how Gordon is going to handle Tex.
Well, I think they've had matches before.
They've matched up before, but I want to see it in person. I want to see how he handles the weight, the strength, and the leg attacks. Someone else that goes for the leg attacks like he does, kind of thing.
Yeah, because Tex is not a small guy at all.
No, he's a big dude. And so I'm really curious to see how that's gonna play out. So it's gonna be a good night. It's down in Miami. I think it starts at 6. 7. So I'm getting there at 6. What time are you planning on getting there?
I can't leave work till.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, so I'll get there early because I'm gonna be taking photos, so it'll be cool to see. And then actually, so why I was at Wagner's last night, Third Coast hit me up. They wanted me to film him for the Third Coast Grappling.
By the way, Third Coast has been putting on some stellar shows.
Well, I got the latest fight card.
Can you release it?
I can, and I'm going to, whether they like it or not. So whether or not.
Well, just go over the main event.
Well, no, not even that. I'll give you a couple. I'll give you a couple that they plan on having out there. Stuart Cooper is going to be competing.
Oh yeah.
So that'll be fun to watch.
I wonder if he's going to make a movie about it.
Not while he's competing. But let's see what other cool names I can give you. Victor Silverio against Cody Steele.
Cody Steele sounds like a pro wrestler name.
Yeah, right. It's or a porn star, whichever. Wagner's going up against Mike Perez. And then, let's see. Talita Alencar is going up against Danielle Kelly. Then, obviously, we have Pat Downey against Nikki Rod. So that'll be a cool one. It's going to be a hybrid rules.
So that's the last time it was just wrestling.
I don't know what the hybrid rules are. It wasn't just wrestling. It was
who's number one was just wrestling.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting.
You doing, Pete?
It'll be interesting to see what happens once jiu-jitsu is allowed
into the match.
Yeah.
And then
it'll probably be the same as the Gordon Ryan versus Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be no leg stuff, no like it'll
No guard pulling, no butt scooting.
Right,
It's
right.
like you have to start off with like the takedown, whatever. So,
Right.
Yeah, it should be pretty good. And then obviously Gordon Ryan against Patrick Gaudio for a no time limit sub only match. So that should be fun. And I'm actually gonna try and fly out to it. I'm actually gonna go and see it in person, go get some photos and stuff.
Where's it at? It's at
Houston, Texas.
Houston, yeah.
The Warehouse Live. It's a really cool venue. I've been there before, but yeah, no, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty fun night. And as willing that it doesn't change, it'll be there's a lot of fights. You saw the list. It's a lot of fights.
Yeah.
The thing that I started noticing now though is with more and more of these big cards coming out, we're getting more of the UFC MMA type kind of situations where the injury bug hits, people drop out,
Right.
people change. I mean, look at what happened with Gary Tonin.
That was just really a cut, unfortunately. That's really not an injury, but it's something that
No, but he's got MMA fights and stuff
Right.
that's coming up, so he's got to take care of it. But I think that's going to be one of those things that we're going to have to deal with more and more with these types of cards that are going to start coming out. Because I have a feeling this year is going to get pretty crazy with these types of events. If Third Coast does as well as I think it is going to do, and plus they're already talking about their Third Coast against the UK card, they're going to be doing pretty well. Speaking of challenges, we haven't talked about this, but the Kayotera Mikey Musumeci challenges.
I saw that.
So for those of you that
Well,
don't
I
know,
didn't see that.
All right.
Tom texted me.
Like, did you see this?
No, he goes, "Do you think you could beat Mikey?" And I go, "Nope."
Nope.
Because last time we rolled together, I couldn't pass his guard. So that
Do you think
was
you could leg lock him?
heel hook.
That doesn't matter. Just a.
I
leg
don't
lock.
know. I don't know. Mikey's just he's
I don't think Mikey would tap to a heel hook.
he's just on another level. I wouldn't want to. Here's the thing. I don't think I'd go for a heel hook on Mikey.
Yeah, you could.
No, I couldn't.
For $10,000?
No.
20,000 technically.
No.
So for those of you that don't know, Kayotera and Mikey went on what was the podcast? What is it? Whatever. They went on a podcast last week, and Kayotera basically issued a challenge that he will put up $10,000 of his money against anybody willing to go up against Mikey, saying that Mikey's going to win the match regardless, which is also kind of weird, like to sit there and throw your own like student out there like that. But I think it was probably a political move. I don't think Mikey would ever sit there, go out and do that, but to have Kayotera do it,
Well, yeah.
it's kind of like he's being his Don King right now.
And here's the thing. We know
It's a great play.
and we know how good he is. We know, like,
Well, so here's what happened.
because we know about what happened with Gordon Ryan
With what?
when they trained together.
Oh, yeah.
So, like,
But so now here's the thing. So a couple of names started getting like thrown out there, and one of them was Herbert Santos. Santos said, "Oh, I'll do it," which my reaction was, "No, you're not." And it's funny. Carlos tagged me in one of the photos. I was like, he's a fucking joke." I'm like, first of all, I doubt he even has the fucking money. Second of all, even if
you have to put 10,000 up too.
Yeah, no, you have to put up 10,000. He's like, I'll put my 10,000 against your 10,000. Winner takes all. That's the bet. It's not just like 10,000. If you lose, you don't like nothing.
Right.
I'm like, so Carlos tagged me on the photos. Like, for sure he doesn't have the money. Second of all, even if he did have the money, he's not gonna make it to fight night. It's just not gonna happen. And if he does have both of those factors, the match wouldn't last more than 4 minutes. For sure, the match wouldn't last more than 4 minutes. Mikey would frustrate him so much to the point where he would end up doing what he did at that last match where he just gave up.
But think about it, Mikey. So, who beat Mikey at the Europeans? Was it
The Europeans?
Keenan or not?
Ali?
It was Ali. It was
Yeah.
It was Muhammad Ali.
Ali is way bigger than Santos.
Right.
And way stronger.
And
way
he
better.
almost lost.
And way better.
Mikey almost got his back.
Yeah.
Like it was almost 4-0.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's like that match wouldn't last 4 minutes against Herbert Santos. Like he would probably try to do what like Uriah Faber did to Nicky Ryan and just like start pummeling him and stuff like and just being like really aggressive.
But like,
But it wouldn't phase Mikey.
What I want to know is who's going to beat Mikey.
Well, so here's what happened next. He bailed. He bailed. Santos bailed.
Okay.
So Coyote actually posted today saying like challenge denied, so off to the next. So now they're looking for the next person.
But I don't know who could. What I'm saying is I don't know
who could beat Mikey.
Yeah.
Are we talking about within the same weight class or in general?
Just in general, because think about it. Mikey almost beat Muhammad Ali. Almost beat him.
I would think that he would have a really, really good, tough match with Gordon. I think Gordon could definitely take him. It would have to be a no time limit thing, and that would still be pretty like good, tough match. I would say, as of right now, on the same level, I don't think there's anybody that touches him close other than Gordon. I can't think of anybody that would catch him slipping.
Yeah, it's hard to think of somebody that. And if it's in the gi,
I think he would.
It would be in the gi. So like,
I think JT would have a good tough match.
I'm the best there is. Playing simple.
What about?
I mean, I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence,
in gi or
and
without?
nobody can hang with my stuff.
What about what's his name from
Wheeling,
Atos?
dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
Galval.
Andre Galval?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think Galval could. Like, he would probably try and do like some really tough wrestling, but I think he would probably.
But Mikey would just pull.
Yeah, Mikey would pull, which is fine. It would start off looking like the Pena match, like the ADCC super fight, but at that point in time, it would be no time limit, and I don't think Galval could handle that. I think Mikey would just gas him out to the point where he would get something.
I don't know. I think Galval's in pretty good shape. I don't know.
He's in good shape, but I don't think he could sit there and go 30 minutes.
What
Mikey
about
could go 30 minutes.
What about what if Guy Mendes came out of retirement?
I don't think he would.
No?
I don't think he would. I don't think it would be a fun match to watch, but I think technically he would be able to counter on a lot of stuff, but I don't think he would be able to keep.
Was he
up
the
with
better
Mikey.
Mendes? Who was the best?
Hoffa, I think.
Hoffa was
Yeah.
Hoffa the better Mendes?
I think so. I think so. They're both just really crazy.
Yeah.
Good. I think Guy's got a couple more wins than he does, though. I don't know. I don't know those facts. But speaking of AOJ split from Atos. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, that just happened. AOJ splits from Atos, and it was kind of a very what's the word I'm looking for? Like subtle kind of departure. Quiet. Yeah. So Guy posted on the Mendes Brothers Instagram, beginning in 2020, we will not represent any team or association. So they went off on their own. And then people were talking about it to begin with because they didn't register under Atos for the Europeans. So people were
Did they register under AOJ?
Yeah. So that's actually pretty big because, I mean, they were pretty well connected, but I think they outgrew the affiliation.
Or do you think they wanted to separate themselves?
I don't think so.
From
the steroid accusations?
From the steroid accusations.
I don't think so. I don't think anybody really cares to that extent. I think the younger people coming into the sport care to call that stuff out, but the older generation, they don't give a shit. You ever see Shawn Ribeiro or Braulio Stima or anybody else talking about, oh, we need to stop steroids? And no, they're not going to give a shit. And there was some accusations anyway for Hoffa and Juicing. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, 100%.
No, I'm saying I don't think he was juicing.
I'm saying that there were the accusations. I think he might have done a little bit extracurricular. But, I mean, he also did... He kind of did pull asshole moves, like when he'd go to Japan to like first IBJJF Japan. It's like, they just got jiu-jitsu, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu there, so you're gonna go and dance on everybody over there.
Well, it's just that one guy.
No,
it was just that one guy, and I heard it was because the dude was kind of disrespectful.
No, you're thinking about the Galval video.
No, the one where was it Guy or Hoffa was like literally dancing and like spinning on him.
Well, it was the same as the Galval thing. where like he did that, but it wasn't to that extent. He wasn't spinning on him, but he was basically dancing around his guard.
Dancing around his
yeah,
guard.
he was literally dancing around him, but like Galvao is the one that broke dance on the dude's back.
Yeah, but that dude wasn't even he was a black belt in karate.
He was like a karate black belt or taekwondo
no, this
black
guy
belt.
at least was in jiu-jitsu, and he just. But that's what I had heard is that guy was disrespectful to.
Oh, I don't know.
So
that I'd have to look into. I never heard of that, but I'll have to look into that. But either way, so Substars Miami Friday, Third Coast Grappling in March. So I'm flying out to that one. So all our friends. No, I'm gonna get the ticket.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for sure. I'll go kill a weekend in Houston. Good food, good people. I'm going. So any of our friends out in Texas want to say what's up? What's his face is in Texas, but he's in Austin, right? Cam,
yeah.
Cam is in Austin, so I'll make him drive up and come see me. You all right there? You having fun?
Yeah, I can't help it. ADD.
Are you starving? I'm starving.
No.
That's right. You don't eat.
I'm done. I stopped eating at 5.
I'm fucking eating nonstop right now. I am fucking going nonstop. I've been eating every 2 hours all day. I've been up since 5 o'clock. Every 2 hours just eating. I think I'm finally getting my appetite back after being sick. I got to get back into the gym with Brian and get back to work.
Yeah, I gotta I just want my hamstring to feel better. Hopefully, I'm hoping it'll be ready by this weekend, and I can do a little bit of rolling this weekend.
Did you foam roll?
I couldn't put any. I've been icing and heating. I can't put any pressure on it. The pressure, again, I haven't been able to drive.
Yeah.
It literally felt like the back of my leg was going to go.
I've done that. I've been in that situation where I'm driving when I shouldn't have been. Did you see that kid? Oh man, this dog just beefed one so hard. Fucking A, PD.
Well, he hasn't pooped. He hasn't pooped in a couple days. So,
did you see the Sambo guy that got his neck broken?
The one where
got paralyzed from the neck
he went
down?
for a flying armbar. Yeah.
Man, so for those of you who haven't seen it, this guy went. It was a Sambo tournament, right? Yeah. There was a Sambo tournament. This guy went for a flying armbar, and he just, instead of jumping into his opponent, he kind of jumped up, and he fell back and landed on the edge of his neck, broke his neck, paralyzed now. I don't know if he's gotten better. As far as I know, he's paralyzed from the neck down, which is scary as fuck.
Yep.
That's scary as fuck.
People say, "Oh, it's just jiu-jitsu. You're not going to get hurt."
You can get hurt.
There is the potential that you can really get hurt in jiu-jitsu.
Especially if you do crazy, stupid shit like that.
Well, and sometimes not even. Sometimes if you go with somebody that doesn't know what they're doing, or you go with somebody that's just a dick, you can get hurt.
No, for sure.
You can get hurt.
That's why I always think it's funny, all these guys, douchebags posting up, random, moves. Like that fucking guy, the Jiu-Jitsu over 40 or whatever. He'll do all these crazy moves, shit that'll never fucking happen in a roll. It's man, if you try that in a roll and you get someone, you'll get fucking neck cranked and you'll end up breaking your own
What
neck.
I tell my guys is I say, look, I don't want you guys watching any technique. I go, the reason I don't want you watching technique is because there is some shit out there that is beautiful to watch, and you're like, wow.
I want to learn how to do that.
I want to learn how to do that. Well, let me tell you something. It's easy to learn how to do something when somebody's letting you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
I go, show me a technique that you saw in a live roll, and we'll go over that.
Yeah.
But if it's not a live roll, I don't want you even trying it.
Yeah.
So that's what I go. I'd rather you guys watch matches. You can watch black belt matches all day long. I'll give you people to watch.
Yeah.
But I don't want you watching
at this
technique.
point now, man, with the level of people out there, you could watch blue belt matches and be learning shit crazy.
Dude, I think blue belts now are almost brown belt level 15 years ago.
For a lot. I mean, you could see that in the ADCC matches. There's a lot of craziness out there. So that's why I give credit to Calvin and Jacob. I mean, they had big brackets. They had a lot of people,
and they're getting really good.
The white belts are getting really good too. Where I saw some white belts, I'm like, man, that's a lot.
Did you watch Calvin's third match?
No,
I
was helping Steve at that point.
It was pretty.
Yeah,
it was pretty. The way he pulled guard, went to this, went to that.
You know what it is though, man? It's
it's
there's such a big change in yeah, I guess you could say changing the guards, really, like as far as how jiu-jitsu is approached and taught now, where it used to be the case where it's like, no, you're only doing this. Like, there's no drilling. You don't drill here. This is what you're going to do. You're going to do arm bars. That's it. Like, okay, fine. But now, because so many guys are coming up from the world of competing and doing all this stuff and seeing all the techniques and everything, it's like, man, you're going to get white belt drilling classes. And these white belts are going to get better a lot faster. So it's one of those things. It's fun to see that the younger guys coming in and teaching. And now it's like, no, this is what works. Drilling works. This is why you fucking do it. There's no reason why you should hold off drilling until you're blue, purple, whatever. Start drilling now. Start doing stuff.
Well, and it's and not even that. It's like, it's not even the drilling. It's just coming and doing it every single day.
Yeah.
And not trying to do bullshit that you saw on YouTube, but doing what you were taught, doing it correctly. That's why, like, Calvin, his last few tournaments, he submitted everybody up except for the people in the finals. He's either beat the people in finals
but
by
he puts
points,
in the time and he puts in the work
by points, or he got beat in the finals. Everybody else he submits.
Yeah.
But it's because he's always constantly working on a new or different angle, or he's always asking questions.
Yeah.
He's been in it a year. It's hard because holding him back.
Yeah.
But I need to hold them back.
Yeah, you need to hold them back so at least it's getting built up properly.
Yeah.
You're building that proper foundation.
Well, I told them, I go, look, you guys won't get your blue belt until I'm confident that you can walk into any gym on the planet and they'll be like, okay, you're definitely a blue belt.
Yeah.
I don't want you guys to be. I don't want people to look at
Like
you.
you got your blue belt.
Your
Like
blue belt?
Who'd you suck off to get that blue belt?
Yeah. I want them to be, legit.
But how are you doing that? Like, are you testing them at all, kind of thing? You're just like, when you see it, you just go from there.
It's what I see. It's these tournament things.
Yeah.
Tournaments help me see a lot of what's going on,
especially gauging it across the board.
Yeah, and even though Jake didn't have as good of a turnout as Calvin did, he still he still did the right thing. So it's like what I'm happy with, what that shows me is my system works.
Yeah.
The system that I've come up with.
Well, the system works when you have the people that are putting in the work.
Well, they're putting in the work when they come. Like if you come to my classes, like they come to my classes, you are going to learn jiu-jitsu. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
So it makes me happy. It validates me or validates my process that nobody actually has ever shown me. It's just I've taken what I've learned from different people and I've just developed my own system, which isn't a different system than anybody else.
But it's your style.
The way I teach is it hammers everything home, and I'm always making them call out points.
Yeah.
Like it's a jiu-jitsu intensive, but yet very loose and fun time. Yeah. Like it's not strict at all, but you learn.
Yeah.
So
no, that's good. Yeah, I was definitely impressed with their capabilities in this tournament.
And
at least this time Calvin didn't go out on his Tinder date the night before and get wasted.
Yeah. And one of my newer students gave me a huge compliment. Huge compliment. He's a blue belt. He came over from Gracie Baja, and but he's gone up and trained up in the Blue Dungeon.
Yeah. And
he goes, I gotta tell you, he goes,
the Blue Basement,
whatever it is. I thought it was a Blue Dungeon. I don't know.
No, Blue Basement.
He goes, I gotta tell you, he goes, your style and the way you teach and how you make us think about it is very similar to John Danaher. I was like, that's a pretty good compliment. So I'll take it.
How many times did you beat off to that one that night?
I didn't beat off at all.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Did you manage to walk out the garage door with the...
Yeah, I was fine. I went home and milked my prostate. I don't beat off anymore. Who does that? Who's got time to beat off? I just go home and milk the prostate. Jeez,
that's hilarious. Well, that's good. No, everybody did good, man. Listen, it's it was definitely a different. It was a different Miami Open this year. It was a lot of different looks of styles and capabilities, and for me, it was more of a mental tournament this time around. So it's curious to see what happens the rest of the year. I think that's it for us. I'm starving. I got work to do. I got to get ready, and PD's about to break everything. Go ahead and support the podcast by checking out our sponsors, Choke Aloha, Giraffe Choke, and Jiu-Jitsu Soap Co. Don't forget to follow us. Follow Jiu-Jitsu Radio on Instagram. Follow Shawn at Gorilla Boy BJJ. You can follow me at Sonder Marketing. Check out all the behind the scenes coming up for the Substars, Third Coast Grappling, and everything else that I got lined up for the next couple of months. Buy a shirt. Visit jujitsuradio.com, and next episode is episode 100. So we're going to have to plan out something special. Yep. Bro, your breath stinks.
Everything stinks. Shout out to Petey. And before we leave, one last thing. Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Peace.
You kidding me, bro?
Here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. And nobody can hang with my stuff.
Get stealing, woo, wheeling, dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.